All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. This is for the money minded people. And we're going to talk about precious metals today. That's right, precious metals. We're talking about silver, gold, platinum, and palladium for the majority. But you also have other precious metals that we're going to get into. So before we get into precious metals, I believe that we need the definition of what a precious metal is. So I'm gonna give you two definitions. This definitions come from thought.co. That's thought.co. What makes a metal precious? Precious metals are elemental metals that have high economic value. In some cases, the metals have been used as currency. In other cases, the metal is precious because it is valued for other uses and it's rare. Okay? The most widely known precious metals are corrosion resistant metals that are used in jewelry, currency, and investment. Okay, that's from thought.co. And let's move over to Investopedia, one of my favorite websites. And what are precious metals according to their definition? Precious metals is a term for the classification of metals that are considered to be rare and or have high economic value. The higher relative values of these metals are driven by various factors, including their rarity, uses in industrial processes, and investment vehicles. The most popular precious metals with investors are gold, platinum, and silver. And precious metals used in industrial processes include iridium, which is used in specialty alloys, and palladium, which is used in electronics and chemical applications. Okay. So you're probably asking yourself, what are the other precious metals? Okay, of course, number one is gold. And believe it or not, other precious metals, there's another precious metal that is worth more than gold on the market. Okay, and quite frankly, that's palladium right now. Palladium is trading around $1,700, where gold is trading around $1,400. Okay, but we all know that gold has been here from the dawn of time. But we'll get into a little bit of history, just a little bit, just a tad bit of history. So gold, silver, platinum, okay, palladium, as we talk about, ruthenium. I always mess this word up. Ruthenium, ruthenium, rhodium, iridium, and osmium. Okay, and osmium, and then there's other sorts of metals. But those are the top eight. And some people also throw in copper, but copper is not as rare as people may think, even though people leave those old industrial buildings up and people are going in and trip all the pipes of copper because it is a precious metal. So you will get money from it. Okay. So I'll go again. The precious metals that are worth, really, really good money are gold, silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium, iridium, and osmium. Okay. And the last one being copper. So let's talk about platinum and palladium. Now, we all know about platinum as a precious metal. When you buy some platinum, it makes it more expensive, okay? But the properties of it is what the uses for, and also in dealing with currency and what are the uses that we use it in, okay? We use it in jewelry, platinum and palladium. And here's another thing: when you have gold, now gold, people say white gold. White gold is not white gold without palladium. Okay, they coat it with palladium. And palladium is trading at a higher percentage than gold is on the market. Okay, they're using a metal to cover a metal. Think about that. And they're also using jewelry. And palladium also is used in catalytic converters. 80% of palladium that is mined every year, 80% are used in catalytic converters. Platinum and palladium are also used in chemical process to be a catalyst to speed up the process, right? They use the metals, platinum and palladium, to use in chemical processes to speed up that process. So they're both rare metals. Now, the thing about palladium that makes it even more rare than platinum is because there's only two countries mainly where they mined it at. And one is the notorious Russia, and the other one is South Africa. Now, of course, platinum is mined out of South Africa as well, but the two main countries for palladium is South Africa and Russia. And again, palladium is the coating that they use on gold to make it white gold, and also is used in catalytic converters. 80% of its mine. So that's why is the worth of it is much more, because all of the processes that it goes into, because 80% of it out of how many 200 tons per year, right? That's how much they actually mine platinum and palladium. They usually mine 200 tons per year. They use 80% of that in the automobile industry. So that is how rare and that is how precious platinum and palladium is. Now, I know I talked about a lot about palladium, because platinum, they just use it in chemical processes and for jewelry, and it's moldable, and it's a soft metal. They can actually mold it and malleable and make shapes and stuff like that, right? All right. Let's go right into silver, the illustrious silver. Now, silver is not trading as high as platinum and palladium. Silver is only around what, $17.15 now. Of course, the market is fluctuating up and down. So, but it's trading at that particular price point. And we have to understand that silver has some antibiotic properties that they can use in medical in the medical industry for even wraps, right? So silver is also a precious rare metal, as we all know. It's soft, it's malleable. You can use it in different shapes, and you can use it in jewelry. You can use it in the industrial world. You can use they use a lot of silver and solar panels. They use a lot of silver and solar panels. I'll tell we'll get into a little history here. Coinage, okay, coinage. Mainly gold and silver are used in coinage. The trading of gold and silver are usually in coins and in bars. Now you can buy platinum and palladium in bars, but when it comes to coins, mostly silver, mostly silver and gold are used in coinage. Okay, not saying they don't have platinum and palladium coins, because they do. Okay, because they do. Now, before the turn of the 1800s, the Europeans were using silver as currency. Okay, they were using silver as currency because silver is more abundant than gold. But when they found that gold is a pure precious metal and that is not as much as silver, they turned into what they call the gold standard, meaning that made gold more precious than silver, even though at that time they was both using silver and gold. But of course, even today, gold is more precious than silver. Gold on the market is trading around 1,400 something dollars per ounce. $1,400 per ounce versus silver is trading at $17 per ounce. Okay, so let's just think about that. Also, silver is also used in electronics. Okay, also silverware, and I said and also jewelry. So silver had a lot of properties and a lot of uses, but we also use silver in dentistry. Okay, because it's ductile. You can make thin wires out of it, and it's highly conductive. Right? They use it in manufacturing pieces and products. So silver has a lot of use, and when it comes to silver, they only mine 2,700. Excuse me, 27,000 tons of this. 27,000 tons of this a year. So it's rare as well. And you say, okay, when you talk about how many tons, some of us may say, well, 27,000 tons are a lot of tons. But when it consider the uses of it and the way that we use it in jewelry and dentistry, in electronics and industrial uses, compared to, like, I don't know, metals like iron or aluminum, they're not as rare. Okay. And a lot of these metals, believe it or not, silver is inert. You can actually digest certain levels of silver without getting sick, because your body will not absorb the silver. So it's inert. It won't even hurt your body. And gold as well. And I talked about some things about gold here pretty soon. Now, they mine around last year, 2018, they mined 27,000 tons of silver compared to 3,300 tons of gold. So that is 8 times more gold as in worth, because of the mining, okay, because it's so rare. So let's move right along here. When we talk about the value in gold versus silver. And gold is at 1,400 and silver at $17 per ounce. Gold is 84 times more valuable or worth more than silver. So I've been doing a lot of research on silver because I bought some silver, and I realized that silver pretty here because they're finding more uses for silver. Silver may, not will, may balloon up into $50, right? When you have silver at $17 and they're projecting that silver in the next 5 to 10 years may go to $50, you probably want to jump on the silver board. I'm not being an advocate for silver at all. Okay. Let's move right along to gold, what you all been waiting for. Let's move right along with gold. These are precious metals. Okay, this is precious metal. Your iridiums, your rhodiums, your osmiums, your copper, your silver, your gold, your platinum, your palladiums, all of those things. So right now, I've said a couple of times that gold is trading at $1,400 plus per ounce. Okay, and we understand that gold is also ductile just as much as silver, but even more so because they can get silver down to a millimeter of an inch, like really thin sheets. They call it gold leafs. Okay. You can also make gold sprinkles. I mean, gold is ridiculous. They also use gold in dentistry. Everybody back in the day had the gold teeth, silver teeth, whatever. They use it. They fill gold up in the cavities. When people have money, they use gold for everything. Picture frames, toilets, walls. I mean, if you ever looked at pictures of the palace in Iraq with Saddam Hussein, he had gold everywhere. He had things made out of solid gold. That's how rich he was. He had things made out of solid gold. But gold is used for electronics, also in computers, metals, right? When they give people gold medals, those are real gold medals, not fake gold medals, statues, jewelry. And then, of course, I said the English turned back in the turn of the century for the 1800s. They started using the gold standard. So gold became even more valuable, okay? Even more valuable than also in investing with gold, silver, platinum, palladium. That's the 4 mains one I'm talking about. I'm not getting to the other ones. Those 4 precious metals are the 4 main ones being traded and investing inside the market. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Now, out of all the precious metal, gold is the most malleable, right? The most malleable. That's the ones you can do the most with. And gold is used everywhere. They use gold throughout churches, especially the Catholic Church back in the day. They used to show their wealth. They put gold everywhere. Gold trimming, gold this, gold that. And so we have to understand that the uses of gold. Now, if you have enough money to go and buy an ounce of a gold bar, then it's still going to hold its value over time. And as gold and silver, platinum, and palladium become more rare, meaning the more they mine, the less they find, it becomes even more precious. Let's talk about tangibility. Tangibility. When we deal in stocks and bonds and REITs, right? Real estate investment trusts, we don't have the actual property. So let's take, for instance, some money. My favorite props. Let's take, for instance, some money. Okay, let's take, for instance, some money. Now, we have given value to money in America. We have given value to money in America. This money means nothing. I want you to think with your big head. This money means nothing because I can tear this money up and it means absolutely nothing. If all of a sudden someone says, your dollars are no longer good here, I'm going to tell you something. From the first time we found silver and gold, it has been precious to us. Whether it be the Mayans, the Egyptians. Now we understand that the first signs of silver and gold and precious gems was in Africa because Africans used to decorate themselves in these precious metals. Because gold and silver and sapphires and gems and jades and all of those things and diamonds were so heavily and still are today. That's the whole movie behind Blood Diamonds. It's such a large portion in Africa. Africa is rich in natural resources and precious metals. Okay. When I told you about palladium, the only two countries they get it from is Russia and South Africa. But we're talking about the entirety of Africa where they have all of these precious metals. Okay. And they also have a metal from a rock that they use mostly out of Kenya and another country that they use in cell phones. Okay. That everybody, especially China, goes there and mine this from different countries. And also the Congo and Kenya, I believe, have the most volume as far as the measurements are concerned for this property, for this metal that they use in cell phones. Very, very precious. They can't make cell phones without them. I forgot the name of it. But anyway, these are precious metals even from the dawn of time. So if an infrastructure, if the country, if the market collapse, right? I talked to some people today, and it was a buddy of mine. His father is a CPA, a certified public accountant. That's a CPA, and he is saying how his father is also buying a lot of silver. Not that gold is not worth buying. Gold is definitely worth buying. Is that you probably will make more money over time with silver, because silver will start to rise when we find more uses for silver. Okay, we're still finding more uses for silver, but silver and gold, platinum and palladium is tangible. When you buy real estate, okay, not a real estate investment trust, when you buy real estate, it is valuable, it's tangible. This is my land. But when you invest in ETFs and index and stocks, it's all digital. Now, essentially, back in the market, you should have a piece of paper to tell you you have this many shares of this company. But essentially, especially if you get into the whole rich dad, poor dad mindset, that is all fake. That is all fake. Because you have to have a very, very large portion of shares of a stock to go inside of a meeting like, hey, I'm the largest stock owner here, so give me a seat at the table. They're like, no, you're just an investor. Like, yeah, we want to make our stockholders and investors happy, but you're not on the board of directors. You don't have a big stake of the pie because you bought a lot of the shares of the stock. And here's the end of the thing. If everything collapses, like what if Y2K was for real, right? Where all the computers were going to shut down and Skynet was going to take over, right? Terminator. If Skynet was going to take over and then everything was erased, every digital currency you had was going to be erased. What would you have to trade? What would you have to use as currency to get things that you will need? Now, my buddy said he believes that food and guns will be the most important thing if that was to happen. Yeah, that's a really good point, because he kind of looked at me, meaning that you can have all the silver and gold you want, but I got guns and I got food. I can protect myself, I can hunt, and then I can feed myself. And then at the end of the day, if the industry starts to build itself back up, I can take your silver and gold with my guns. I think that's what he was alluding to. I don't know, right? When I said, well, I would like to deal in precious metals, because I'm not so much worried about food, because our technology in food has rose over years when it comes to the technology, how we deal with food. I don't think there will never be a famine again, especially in the United States. We just keep coming up with ways to make food and fake food. Okay. So I don't think we'll have any issues there. Now, organic food is on the rise. And I think hopefully we become a lot healthier as a country, especially when the FDA, okay, and the USDA get together and say, okay, let's start making food healthy again, because our people are dying, which is rising the healthcare costs. I'm off of it. Precious metals, silver, gold, platinum, and palladium. And you're probably asking me, like, which one should you invest in? I can only tell you the one that I'm investing in, and that's silver. Okay, I'm only going to deal with silver because over time, I believe that silver is going to rise to $50 eventually. And if it ever peaks in the high 40s, then the question would be, should I sell it? I don't think you should ever sell your silver or gold. It's a long-term investment that can be passed down, that eventually silver may be even up, where platinum on the market is worth around $915 per ounce. That's $915 per ounce, where palladium is per ounce is worth about $1,700, and gold is worth about $1,400 compared to silver at $17. Silver is very, very affordable right now. And granted, you may even want to up the ante and buy gold at $1,400 and just have one gold bar and have a bunch of silver. The difference is the worth of gold, right, will hold its value just as well the worth of silver, is that you will have to buy a lot of silver. You have to have a lot of storage space, equivalent when you're talking about gold, for, like I said, it's 84 times more than silver. The value of it is 84 times more than silver. Okay, so you're probably asking, or the question would be, hey, where do I go to go buy silver, gold, platinum, and palladium? So I can only show you where I go to buy my silver, and the name of the place is called APMX.com. That's American Precious Metal Exchange. Okay, American Precious Metal Exchange. I'll show you the website here. Give me 1 second as I switch. Here we go. This is where I go to buy my silver. This is a very reputable website. I've done my research, so don't worry about getting gypped of things have certain purity levels. Now, when you're buying silver, the reason why I didn't go over the purity levels of silver and gold, because when you deal with a reputable website like this, you're going to buy what you need to buy, and it's going to be pure. Now, if you say, well, what is the purity level of silver? You want to make sure your silver is 0.999 if it's American. If it's Canadian silver, then you want the purity level to be 0.9999. Okay, one extra 9 in the difference. Don't ask me why, but that's how they convert it, and that's how they measure it from country to country. Now, when you're dealing with Troy measurements of whether it be gold, platinum, palladium, all that, they deal in measurements of Troy, and you'll have to do some research on that as well. But from top to bottom here, let's look at gold. And again, they have gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. And it's amazing how silver is always up there, but you look at the worth, you're like, man, it's only $17. That's why you should look towards the future and not towards right now. As I said, gold is trading at $14.75, silver at $17.23, platinum at $9.14, and palladium at $1,700. And you can go here and buy coins, and you can buy bars, and I'll show you some stuff here. Now, if you notice, we like to decorate even the silver. See, don't worry about the decoration so much. Now, this is funny because what they'll do with silver and gold is they will actually make designs on coins and bars and then make it rare as well. Because, oh, we're only going to make so many number of this. That makes even that design for collectors or people who invest in certain sort of the American Eagle, right? This is the American Eagle of 2017, which if you notice is worth $21.22, which is at a higher trading rate than up here for silver at $17.23. That's because it's older. It's amazing. It's kind of like real estate when you buy a property or you buy a house, and the older it gets, the more it's worth, essentially, right? Now look at these bars over here. They have a 100-ounce silver bar at $17.72. Like, that's a real silver bar. I mean, a real silver bar. They also have a 1-ounce gold bar here, like I said, at $15.09. And then the ones I like to buy are the ones that are made by and designed by America or APMX. That's America or APMX. I like because they have their gold stamp, they have backed by paperwork, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't mean that if it doesn't have paperwork that it's not worth anything, because granted, guys, if I gave you a gold bar, and someone came up to you and they say, hey, let me see your paperwork to make sure it's real. They don't need to do that. They would just test to see if it's real gold. There's processes to test to see our things are real gold and real silver, and just as well as diamonds. I don't need paperwork to say, hey, this is a certified diamond. Now, I may say this diamond is not a blood diamond. I might need to show the report or the system that it passed through, the checks and balances to show that it's not a blood diamond. But other than that, there's processes that they take these precious metals and precious stones through to make sure that they're real. And here's my nugget, here's my information to you. I advise you to go out and learn how to test for silver and gold, maybe a small test kit. So when you buy the silver and gold, platinum and palladium, you can test it for yourself. Okay, just as well, you might want to learn how to look through, I forgot those things that they look through to make sure they're real diamonds, but even that, okay? Then they said, store your precious metal with us. Total advantage of free shipping. You can store with these guys as well. That way you have your own storage. But some people want their own, right? Because it's tangible. You can touch your currency. You can touch your money. All right, I'm just going through the website here so you can see everything that I'm doing. All right, so I won't go into vivid detail, guys, but I will touch on the silver. Let's touch on the silver a little bit. Look, some of you got that money for the gold. I don't. All right, you have silver coins here. You have Canadian, all different types of design. It's all silver. You even have the Mexican mint silver. All of this is worth it. They even have the ancient medieval silver and bronze coins. Look how bright these are. Look how dark these are, because they're also bronze coins as well. I wouldn't buy no bronze coins, guys, even though they may be worth money to collectors. Got ancient Greek coins. But see these right here are silver, and it's worth, for one of them, $419. These are Roman Republic coins. That's why. These have made it through the course of time and still around with the impressions of emperors, generals, etc. And you can go on here and invest these and then sell them to collectors later on in life. Me, this is not my forte. I'm more so in just holding and buying silver right now. And eventually I may buy a gold bar, 1 ounce, 1 ounce gold bar, and just hold it and leave it for my family, or hey, use it in a rainy day that I might need that. But this is a sure way to hold tangible wealth other than investing. But you want this part of your portfolio. You want these part of your portfolio because it would diversify even more so. That's why I always say you might want to buy a piece of land one day for real estate, okay? For real estate. So hopefully that has opened your mind to get into precious metals and to invest inside that market. Now, when you diversify all your accounts, right? Your stocks, your bonds, your index funds, if you're investing in a ETF or index that deals with precious metal, that deals in REITs, you have different bank accounts, different savings accounts, different investment portfolios. I downloaded an app, was it last night or this morning? I forgot. By the name of Personal Capital. Personal Capital. I know in the Play Store has a rating of 4.5. It's one of those apps you can bring everything into tuition. You can bring all your accounts in and actually see how much you're worth. And you can track everything. They also have their own high yield savings bank at around 1.5. That's not really too high for me. I like 2 point and above, dealing with inflation. But the Personal Capital app so far is really pretty, is really good. And I'm gonna see if I can let you guys see it here over the phone, just to give you a small synopsis or a small view of how it looks. Okay. Well, it really doesn't show much. Nah, it's not even worth showing, guys. I mean, you have to just download it for yourself. But the name of that app is called Personal Capital. But anyway, this has been Ross World Financial Literacy 101. And today we talk about precious metals. So if you have any comments, make sure you leave a comment for me. I'll try to answer your questions within 48 hours. Also, I still have those credit letters, student loan letters. Just requested. I have my email in the description of this video. Please like, please subscribe, and tell your friends all about it. It's Financial Literacy 101, and I'm out.